Hello everyone and welcome back to rebuilding number 73. Some time has passed since we last were here. As you can see behind me, the trees are starting to turn colors. Fall has definitely set in, and actually today it's very cold and it feels like it's winter already. But we're gonna resist the cold and continue to work. What I have in store for today is actually to work on the back door of this garage slash atelier workshop that is leaning to the house, so that I can properly lock that, because it has been annoying me a little bit that this has been wide open all the time, and would like to be able to close that off so that I can store some tools there and nobody can get in, right? So I'm talking about this door here. You have seen it before, and it's completely rotten away, and today I would like to see if I can make a temporary door. All of this will be demolished eventually, so I'm not gonna make it too fancy, but let's see if I can fabricate something. I brought some power tools, and I'm keen to get my hands dirty on a fun little project. Okay, so the first thing I need is actually a table that I can use a little bit as a workbench. So I'm gonna check inside if I can find a table. I think there is one in the kitchen. Need some light first. There we go. Okay, I think this kitchen table, it's not that big, but there is not too much rubbish on top of it, and it looks in good shape. So I think that will form the perfect workbench. So I'll get this rubbish off it, get this table out, and then I can get started. Okay, that was pretty annoying. I had to take off 2 legs because it didn't fit through the very narrow corridor. But I got it out. The table is pretty sturdy, so that's good. Okay, next step is to clear a bit the space around the door so that I have space to work, and then to dismantle what is left of the old door, and then I can start working on fabricating a new one. Alright, I have a little bit of a problem. I wanted to take the door out completely, but basically I don't have a wrench of the right side for these bolts. They're just a bit too big for what I have with me. So it seems I can't take the door out unless if I would really destroy it. But this is actually the part, the hinges is actually the part I would like to keep using. So my idea is now to leave it hanging. And basically just add new planches, maybe planks, sorry, to maybe take this one out here and then just add new ones here. It's definitely not gonna win a beauty contest nor a strength contest, but the main thing is that it's closed off, so I'm gonna give that a go. Okay, as you can see, I've found some wood, some beams and some panels. It's actually old doors of cupboards, and I'm gonna see if I can use this to put together the door. A little tea break. It is really very cold today. I think it's not more than 5 degrees Celsius or so. And there is a bit of a breeze, which makes it even colder for the fingers. Especially if you're working with tools, the metal, it makes your fingers really cold. So not ideal, especially not ideal that I can't take off the door. Because that means I can't really, when I need to drill or fix new pieces to it, I can't really put it in the angle that is most handy, or I can't clamp things down very easily. So it's definitely not an ideal situation, but this door doesn't need to be perfect. It's mostly to keep it closed, as I said before, so we're doing as good as we can, and that will do. Okay, quick update of what I've been doing so far. So I've basically made a new frame attached to the left beam that is still held in place and still in okay shape, and on which the hinges are attached. And so I built this new frame out of some old wood that I found, and now comes the second part, and it's basically cladding it again. And my first idea was to take some of these old furniture doors, but they're actually quite heavy, and since the frame isn't that sturdy, I prefer something lighter, so I have found a couple of smaller planks, thinner planks, which I think might do the job. So I'm gonna give that a try, cut them to the right size, and see if I can install them on the frame. Okay, this should be the last piece. Let's see if it fits. Alright, I'm quite happy with how that turned out. I didn't expect it. Look at that. That's not too bad at all, actually. And it's pretty sturdy. I screwed everything together with quite a bit of screws and with the frame in the back that I added. it's holding up pretty well. So that means there is only one thing missing, and that's a lock, and then this door can hold out curious trespassers, at least if they're not too curious, because it remains a wooden door. If you really want to get in, I'm sure with some force you will be able to get in. But I'm anyways not gonna store valuable stuff or too valuable stuff behind this door, so it just, you know, to keep people out, because I know in the past people have been trespassing on this on my land. So that's the main purpose. Voila, and then I think I will wrap up because I'm starting to lose daylight. It was anyways a very gray and cold day, but now that little light that was there is also starting to diminish. So I will put on a lock and then start cleaning up. Alright, there is now a lock on the door, and so it's closed and project finished for the day. And so I'll start cleaning up and heading back home. Thanks for joining again for another episode of Rebuilding number 73, and I hope to see you in the next video. Take care, bye!